begin in the name of Allah, who is the most beneficent, the most merciful. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. I seek refuge to Allah from the rejected Satan. A'udhu billahi minash shaitan ar-Rajim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. الواحد الأحد الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. الصلاة والسلام على جميع الأنبياء والمرسلين، سيما على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين، سيدنا ونبينا ومولانا أبي القاسم محمد وأهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين وأصحابه المنتجبين. Last night, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, we were able to finish the ayat on the discussion, starting from ayah 54 to the end of ayah 56 of chapter 5 of Quran, Surah Al-Ma'idah. The last ayah, ayah 56, stated, وَمَنْ يَتَوَلَّ اللَّهَ وَرَسُولَهُ وَالَّذِينَ آمَنُوا فَإِنَّ حِزْبَ اللَّهِ هُمُ الْغَالِبُونَ. Whoever takes Allah and His Messenger and those who believe, those who have been described in verse 55, whoever takes Allah and His Messenger and those who believe as wali, as sovereign authority, indeed they are the party of Allah, and party of Allah verily is victorious. Tonight, inshallah, we are going to go to another surah of Quran and study further regarding the characteristics of party of Allah. This terminology has been used in Quran twice. One of them is in this surah, Surah Al-Ma'idah, chapter 5, and the other one is in Surah Al-Mujadala, chapter 58 of Quran. But before we go to that surah, because definitely this topic of Hizbullah is related to topic of Walayat of those three parties, as I've been using the word, namely Allah and His Messenger and those who believe, those who establish prayer and give zakat while they are doing ruku, or while they were doing ruku. And we saw that according to their reliable books of interpretation of Sunni brothers and sisters, the incident was related to Ali alayhi salam, a particular thing that happened and he was involved. But before we depart from here and talk further about the concept of Hizbullah that is directly related to the topic of Walayat, I just wanted to draw your attention for further research in future regarding the ayat before and the ayat after, or the ayat after these three verses that we studied, verse 54, 55, 56 that we studied, the ayah before it, or two ayah before it, three, starting from ayah 51, it says, يا أيها الذين آمنوا لا تتخذوا اليهود والنصارى أولياء. The ayat before the ayat under our discussion also deal with the topic of Walayat, but in a negative way, and you are going to see what I mean by negative way. And the ayah after ayah 56 also deals with the topic of Walayat in a negative way too. So the ayat under our discussion are surrounded by two categories of ayat discussing about Walayat in a negative way. And of course the ayat under our discussion was dealing with Walayat in a positive way, meaning Allah Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the course of ayat under our discussion during the few nights, He commanded us to take certain people as wali. In the ayat before and in the ayat after, it tells us whom we should not take as wali, and that's what I meant by negative way. I'm not going to go through the ayat really. I just wanted to draw your attention and my attention towards them, because that would be a very interesting point. And I also wanted to make this point that the meaning of walayat over there also is very vast in application. It doesn't only mean friendship. Friendship is a consequential meaning of the general meaning of walayat, and over there also means the same thing. I just wanted to make that point and then depart. Ayah 51 says, يا أيها الذين آمنوا لا تتخذوا اليهود والنصارى أولياء. O you who believe, do not take Jews and Christians as awliya. Here, awliya, by the way, is plural. Don't take them as walis. In other words, Walayat of Allah has one source. Walayat of Rasul, and Walayat of Allah, and Walayat of those who believe, those who establish prayer and give zakat, and while they are doing ruku, the essence of it is one, is unique. Unity is observed over there. But here, no. The same thing we saw during the course of studying briefly that ayah in chapter 2 of Quran that says, Allahu waliyul ladina amanu yukhrijuhum min al-dhulumati ila an-nur. Allah is the wali of those who believe. He constantly brings them out of darknesses into light. Then about the other walayat, the negative one, he says, وَالَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا أَوْلِيَاؤُهُمُ الطَّاغُوتُ. But those who reject faith, those who reject truth, those who don't believe, their awliya, plural, their walis, their sovereign authorities are rebellious entities, like corrupt politicians, pharaoh-like politicians or rulers, like the people who consider themselves self-sufficient, like Satan himself. In other words, in a negative way, Quran has used the word wali, plural, referring to the point that over there, walayat takes many forms. It doesn't have only one source, one aspect.